everybody, welcome to the Huron Public Library. We're going to be doing our January adult craft kits today. My name is Angela and I'll be walking you through, it's a winter canvas art. So let's get started. So if you signed up for a kit, it should look like this. This is what you would have gotten. Here are the instructions. And then next would be a whole bunch of strips of tissue paper and paper of various colors, mostly in blues. And then I have 24 inches of tulle ribbon. You would have also gotten a foam paintbrush and a container of Mod Podge, 2 white circles in paper, a bag of glitter, and then our cutout saying. You had 2 choices. This one says stay cozy. There was also winter wishes. It's cut out already for you in a bag. And then I have your 8x10 canvas board. And then the nice thing about these boards is on the back you can write your name and what the date. They've got information for that. And then I've got 4 strips of black cardstock. And then the last thing is the snowflake cutout overlay. Alright, so let's go. So what you're going to need from home is you're going to need a pair of scissors, and then you're also going to need a hot glue gun. And we'll use that at the very end. So for our first step, we're going to move everything off to the side that we don't need. We're going to need our colored strips of paper, our Mod Podge, our brush, and our canvas. Okay, everything else can just go off to the side. So pull out your Mod Podge. The important thing about the Mod Podge is that you're going to be using this in more than one step. So light layers is good, but make sure everything's covered because we don't want to run out at the end. So we're going to just take our brush, dip it in the Mod Podge, and just put a thin layer on our canvas to start on one edge. And we're going to cover the whole thing in our tissue paper and paper strips. And then we're just going to pick random colors as you go. We'll start with our light blue and just lay them right on top. We'll trim our edges after they're all on there. Smooth it down. Make a nice different color blue here. We don't want any white to show through. Okay. So there we go. You can choose to do a pattern in colors if you want to, or you can just lay them down as you go. There are some paper ones as well. This one's paper, not just tissue paper. You want to make sure it stays wet underneath your tissue paper so they stay stuck down. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, it might be still a little wet, but that's okay. We're going to trim off our edges. So I think the easiest way to do that is just to flip it over. So you're going to take your scissors and just trim right along the edge here. And if it isn't completely straight, that's fine because we are going to put a border on it later. Okay, turn it around. Some stragglers here. There we go. It looks like that one, it's all trimmed up. Okay, so now that we have all the edges trimmed off, what we're going to do is we're going to put a layer of Mod Podge on top, and then we're going to lay our snowflake cutout overlay on top of that so it's glued down, and then we'll put another layer of Mod Podge on top of the overlay. Alright. So we're going to cover the whole thing with Mod Podge. And you want to just don't press super hard because we don't want to tear anything. We want the whole thing to be covered. And the white will dry clear, so no worries that it'll cover up your tissue paper in the end. It'll still show through on your snowflakes. Okay. And you can decide how you want it this way or however you want to lay it down. right on top of the tissue paper. Okay. Get all these pieces down, and then we're going to put another layer of Mod Podge on top. If you have any air bubbles, you can use your fingers to get them out, but do it while it's still wet, because otherwise it'll stick to your fingers. There we go. So now that I have the snowflake parts done, I'm going to actually cover all the white pieces. I just want to make sure that we got all of these inside parts done first. Okay. All right. I got all the pockets out. Okay, so the next layer you're going to put on is your saying, and if you can do it horizontal or vertical. So I'm going to turn this because for this I'm doing Stay Cozy, so I'm going to do that one vertical. Okay, there we go. So grab your saying. Okay, so now we're going to do our saying, and we're going to start with I'm doing Stay Cozy, so the cozy part is all connected, so we're going to start with that one. I'm doing vertical, so put right there. Okay, slightly press it down. We're going to cover this with Mod Podge as well. Okay, and then here's my stay letters, so we're going to start in the middle and work our way out. So that's A. I don't think there's a top and bottom to this, so perfect. So just lightly press it down. Okay, and then we're going to take our Mod Podge and we're going to cover it. Make sure you get a good layer over all the letters here. Alright, so the last step we're going to do, or the second to last step we're going to do before it dries, is we're going to just sprinkle the whole thing with the glitter. Okay, so if you do have some extra spots that aren't wet, just add a little more. Okay, then you're going to grab your glitter. So the easiest way to do is just get it all in the corner of your bag, because glitter is going to be messy, and then we're just going to pour it into our hand from that corner. Okay, like that. And then just sprinkle it on all over. And then if you have some left in your hand that you can't really get off, just sprinkle it on top. All right. Okay, so let's turn this around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put on our border. Now, if you're going to frame this, you don't need a border. If you're going to put it in a 8x10 frame, then you can just let it dry and skip this step. If you're going to hang it on the wall like this, we're going to take our black cardstock, and there should be 2 long strips for the long sides and 2 short strips for top and bottom. So, and what we're going to do is we're going to do the sides first and then top and bottom. So just put a light bit of Mod Podge along the edge. Doesn't need a lot because there's already some still on there. Okay, and I'm not going to Mod Podge over top of this. I'm going to leave it plain, so try not to get it on top when we press it down. I do have some of my fingers. Okay, and it'll cover up your rough edge if you have any tissue paper sticking out yet. Okay. There we go. Now you can trim these, but I'm not going to trim them. I'm going to leave them out so they kind of cross at the top like this. Okay. So we'll put a line of Mod Podge on the bottom and the top. Okay. Just lay it right on top of there. Get all the way over there. Okay. All right, so now we're at the point we're going to let it dry, and then after we let it dry for a while, you'll know it's dry because the white will be clear. Then we'll hang our hanger on the back. Okay, so now that it's had some time to dry, we're going to put the hanger on the back. So just flip it over. Mine's a little tacky yet, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, so you're going to put 2 dots of glue at the top. We're going to lay our tool right in the glue, and then you're going to use the circle to go over top so we don't burn our fingers and it gets through the whole layer of the tool ribbon. Okay, and then if this is too long, if it is 2 feet, you can shorten it and cut it beforehand if it's too long for you. Or like on this one, I tied a bow in it, so either way. Okay, so just 2 dots of glue. Our second dot over here, try and line them up. Okay, I'm going to take our tool and let's stick it right in the glue and then lay your circle over top of it. Okay. Then do the same on the other side. Put that right over top of it. Okay, and I'm going to trim off the ends of mine so it hangs a little nicer. Okay, let those dry good for a while, just until they cool off. And then, so this is our finished product to hang right there. My name is Angela here at the Huron Public Library. Thank you for joining us today. Our February craft is now open for registration. So if you want to give us a call at the library to sign up or go on our website at library.huronsd.com. And if you participated in this craft, we'd love to see your pictures. So please send us a copy on our Facebook page or give us a call and we can send you an email link. Thank you much. Bye.